April 26, 1986. The nuclear disaster at Chernobyl affected the entire region. This is Pripyat, the ghost town, and the story that I'm about to tell you is both shocking and horrifying. To this day, we don't know exactly what caused the meltdown. There was even talk of spies. One of the two men responsible pushed a button that caused the nuclear meltdown, and no one knows why. The town of Pripyat was built just for the people that worked and lived in this region and tended to the nuclear reactor. It was a town complete with a Ferris wheel. It had fairs, it had grocery stores, schools, everything that your town has. And the danger of catastrophic nuclear fallout hanging over their heads. When the disaster happened, when the news reached the town of Pripyat that everybody had to leave, it was pandemonium. But some chose not to leave. This is something that is not often discussed, and I want you to understand, friends, that the Russian government was very embarrassed by all of this, and there was cover-up after cover-up from day one. They didn't want to talk about the old people and the stubborn people that decided that they were going to stay. They didn't want to talk about what happened to them, and they certainly don't want to talk about the creatures roaming the exclusion zone. Some say it was the residents that refused to leave, that they were somehow mutated by the fallout and they became something else. Others say it is the wild dogs and the wild boar and even bears that have been mutated that live in the area. But the fact of the matter is, there have been people venturing in that never came back out. In 2013, a band of 5 smugglers entered into the exclusion zone, hoping to cash in on whatever they could find in the abandoned town. There is a burgeoning trade in artifacts from the exclusion zone. There was a fatal attack by something or someone. The story that has reached my ears is more than troubling, and I do believe it is true. The men were all loosely within a large building when they heard the scream of one of their friends. They all ran to the scene of the scream and they saw it. Something large, twisted, black, with a rubbery hide was attacking their man. When the men arrived, whatever it was fled, and their man was down and torn to bits. The official report said that it was a wild dog or a wild boar. I don't think so. More in part 2.